So hi, I'm going to start another thing here. I will just put up some image what? Don't I have another image here? I thought so. What? Okay, I just ignore that then. Wait a second, I'll just check. Why not? Never mind. I don't do that then. I thought about keeping some image up here, but no, it takes such time. Anyways, I'm not so technical. But anyways, I kept Athena there because I heard about a little girl, I think on preschool or something, named Athena today. So I thought that was a good thing. Although it's not connected exactly to yoga, but still. She was born fully equipped, which is cool though. So, and it was one. I have to drink a little bit of water first. Spontaneous as ever, not prepared specifically. So, and I don't know for sure where I am even, but this is chapter 9, Awakening the Consciousness. Kriya in Kundalini Yoga, Asana, Mudra, and Bandha. I think I have not read about this here, so I do it now. Oh, someone is talking to me on Facebook. What? I just recorded some practices to a person. There, maybe I have to leave this space. Yeah. Anyway, so oh yeah. Soon I'm focused. Right. So get yourself seated comfortably. No, I'm just kidding. Or do whatever you want to. Okay. Also need to cough a second. Wait. So now, the teachings are the teachings and have no one's personality in them. I never edit them. You should not edit them. It is a golden chain. My own prayer is that you can perfect what it is and go with it. It is a funny thing. It is a 3,000-year-old proven path. It's not going to stop. Why do you want to add something or subtract something to satisfy your ego or convince students? It is very deceitful on the part of a teacher to teach teachings to please people. So honestly, give people what we have. Teach like me. Teach exactly as it is. If you are not going to teach Kundalini Yoga properly, then don't teach it at all. With Kundalini Yoga, you are dealing with the life force of the atom. Don't play with the pranic energy, said Yogi Bhajan. Yeah. Well, I read it as it says here. Then people have to make their own choices. And here are the things that we're going to go through. Not all of this today because my throat already feels a little bit I don't know, scratchy, but it's a concept of Kriya in Kundalini Yoga, Asana posture in Kundalini Yoga, teach the teachings as given. I think it's not chapters, this is just small because it's on the same page. So reflections on Asana and Kriya, angles and triangles, experiencing the triangles, warm-up exercises, basic sitting postures, choosing a surface, lotus pose, perfect pose, sitting in a chair, easy pose, rock pose, Virasana, rock pose or easy pose. Basic mudras, hand positions, Gyan mudra, Shuni mudra, Surya or Ravi mudra, Buddhi mudra, prayer pose, bear grip, Buddhi mudra, and Venus lock. The Mastery of Simran, I think I've read that though. I don't know, but still I can read it again. The body locks, bandhas, Yogi Bhajan on the locks, what he's saying about that. Neck lock, Jalandhar band, and diaphragm lock, Ujjana band, root lock, Mul band, and the great lock, Mahaband. I guess that's all of them. Yeah, anyway. The bandhas and the 3 gates, and working the locks. Doi Sabd Kriya. Yogi Bhajan on the Doi Sabd Kriya, Sat Kriya. Well, this is what we are going maybe through, not today, but we will see how far I get. A little bit, anyways. We are going through it in the mental form, anyways. The concept of Kriya in Kundalini Yoga. The word Kriya means action, but Kriya is not just any reflex or action. It is an action that leads to a complete manifestation, that lets a seed come to bloom, a thought come into actuality, a desire become a commitment. A Kriya in yoga is a sequence of postures, breath, and sound that are integrated together to allow the manifestation of a particular state. When you do a Kundalini Kriya, the result of its repetition is the access to and mastery of a particular, predictable, and stable state, a facet of your awareness. And it's very powerful. That's my experience of this, anyway. In Kundalini Yoga, Kriya Shakti is the power of the soul to manifest itself into each realm of experience, the realm of the mind through proper thought, the realm of the body through proper movement, shape, form, and the realm of action through the power of the will to manifest creativity to serve the infinite. Oh, I read so crappily, so I will read that again. In Kundalini Yoga, Kriya Shakti is the power of the soul to manifest itself into each realm of experience, existence actually. The realm of the mind through proper thought, the realm of the body through proper movement, shape, form, and the realm of action through the power of the will to manifest creativity to serve the infinite. Very beautiful. Everything in this is massive. I mean, yeah, I get blown away by these words sometimes just. Anyway, you'll find the word Kriya used frequently. Kriya Yoga, Kundalini Kriyas, and Kriya Shakti. Kriya is also called Tattva Shakti, which is the ability of the great soul of the universal self to create new categories and levels of manifestation in mind, body, and the world. Cool. It doesn't say cool, I said that. But when you learn to act with the Kriya, then action becomes aligned with a larger pattern of the self. We get into Kriya by the removal of the blocks, attachments, blindness, and ego that holds us back from acting when we ought to act. To act with Kriya is a state of spontaneous flow. It's free of all the blocks. You apply great effort just when great effort should be applied. You apply great relaxation just when great relaxation should be applied. There is a perfect match between the inner and outer, between the inner resources and the outer demands. There is no gap of doubt, no hesitation, no partial support of the action by one area of your mind and not another, but by only one area of your mind and not another. That sense of wholeness and appropriateness to the action creates a grace in your body, a central power in your thought, and a projective ability in your mind. Mastering Kriya brings with it a sense of grace, power, and the ability to complete things. Oh my, I need this apparently. You, in Ayurvedic terms, I have a lot of vata, so, and kapha, not too much pitta energy. Anyway, you act both timelessly and timely. Kriya is not a random collection of actions. Just as you put together a transmission in a car, there is a number of gears that have to be in place, and they have to be there in a certain sequence. Then the power that's in the motor can be transferred to the wheels, and you can go where you need to go. Just so, a Kriya in yoga is a sequence of postures, breath, and sound that are integrated together to allow the manifestation of a particular state. Asana posture in Kundalini Yoga. Each asana or posture in a Kriya is an exercise, a meditation, a connection to energy flow, and a self-diagnostic instrument for the Kundalini Yoga practitioner. As an exercise, the posture is used to isolate specific muscles, to pressurize specific points or areas that act as reflex triggers, to enhance the functions of the glands and organs, and to redirect, flush, or increase circulation. As a meditation, the postures create a special link and foundation between the body and the mind. Each posture stimulates an area of the body as the meditation technique employed begins to release emotional masking and blocks. The frequency of the mind's thoughts and the emotional tone of the experience are intimately tied to the posture. As a connection to energy flow, the posture opens an energy pathway between meridian points. Even a baby in the womb moves and goes through 84 postures. If the baby skips one of those postures, that means that energy pathway isn't as developed and they'll have to compensate later. That is why some postures are unexpectedly powerful and initiate great changes. As a self-diagnostic tool, particular postures may give you signals of pleasure or discomfort and pain that indicate conditions of the musculature, glands, or emotions. Yeah. As a self-diagnostic tool, particular postures may give you signals of pleasure or discomfort and pain that indicate conditions of the musculature, glands, or emotions, or all of them maybe sometimes. Anyway, teach the teachings as given. As an important aspect of the power of the legacy of Kundalini Yoga that we as teachers can convey to our students is that each Kriya is whole unto itself, a perfect jewel that acts to create a flow. They are perfectly designed sets meant to produce predictable and subtle impacts of the total self. This is the mastery of the master. Yogi Bhajan has emphasized the importance of keeping the teachings as given, with the exception of reducing the timing of postures. Yogi Bhajan also specified that Kundalini Yoga teachers are not to mix Kundalini Yoga kriyas with any other kind of yoga. I know that many people don't really agree with this, but I don't know for sure what I think. I don't feel a need to actually mix them up. There are so many variations to choose from, as well as I have experienced so much powerful experiences from these techniques, you could say. So I don't know if I would. I don't have the need to change them actually, but to each their own. But that's what it says here anyway. Reflections on asana and kriya. What, there is someone? Woo! You hear my ghost here now. Science is good, but it grinds very slowly. There are problems with scientific method because there is no trust in the human capacity to be extraordinary. No, this goes a long way with all kinds of things, actually, but in yoga we say, become a real human being, realize your full potential. The West and scientific statistic look at you in relation to the average. The West compares you to someone else, but yoga compares you to your own potential. It's a completely different relationship. I love this. And it seems like I have actually read this before, but we can read it. Oh, sorry, I bumped into the mic. We can read it again. It's very interesting. What about posture? Everyone understands that a posture may build a specific muscle group, of course. We begin to expand that. There may be reflexes. This hand may be connected to something else in the body. There may be interconnections throughout the body, connecting its most distant parts in unexpected ways. Take a posture as a yogi. Whoa. I mean, yeah, I understand it maybe differently than I meant here. But anyway, you'll go through stages as you adjust to the effects of the posture. At first, you may feel awkward. You may fall back on your Western habit of extroversion and look at everyone else instead of yourself. When you first take a posture, you take it very consciously. It's new. The first thing you do is take the unconscious, full of habits and patterns, and you put it into a specific, consciously established, fixed or rhythmic posture or asana. Awkwardness comes because you encounter the rigidity of your own ego and habits consciously. If you hold it, it starts to feel better. The asana starts to find a natural place in you. Your body adjusts, your shoulders relax, you relax the muscles you didn't need to use. You find a muscle that you didn't know you had. You place your mind in the right way. Suddenly, there's a relationship established between you and you. Suddenly, that which is conscious starts to feel natural, starts to give form, shape, flows of energy, and patterning so that which is unknown to that which is unknown in you. There starts to be a bridge, a communication between the conscious and the unconscious, between your right now intentional patterning and all the patterning you don't even know you had. You start to give all of that energy a new form. So, first there is awkwardness, then the posture begins to be natural, and then you start creating form. If you hold the form long enough, the unconscious picks it up and says, "Oh, I can do that," and starts doing it. The unconscious does what it usually does. It starts replicating and repeating it, even without thinking about it. First, you create the form, then you start transforming all the things you're not even aware of. Entering what is called Kriya. When the process connects the conscious and the unconscious, it forms a bridge of energy that realigns you between the body and the mind. Then you enter into Kriya. Kriya is the spontaneous fulfillment of action through the engagement of asana that links the infinite self of you to this finite moment. It has to tear apart the old attachments and reform you in the transformed relationship between this body and the world body, between this moment of your mind and your total mental potential. That is posture in the form of Kriya, expressing the joy of your soul. It is different than the mechanical perspective we take in most Western thinking. It is a creative project, not a static body. Even posture is a dynamic, formative creation. If you do this with your physical body, you are also establishing a posture of emotion and attitude. You are taking a stand. We say that in English. If you ask someone their attitude, don't they answer both verbally and show you a posture? Which do you believe? The words they say or the posture they take? You believe the posture more than the words. The body doesn't lie. The body records that shaping and displays the practiced truth of your own habits. The body records the shapings and displays the practiced truth of your own habits. Yeah. We go through another change when we take a posture. A posture makes you conscious of a body area. Yeah, make you conscious. As you hold it, you become self-conscious. Then you become conscious of yourself. And if you really put yourself into it, you become a conscious self. And if you reach this awareness across many postures, you become a conscious consciousness. This is so cool. I have to read it again. It seems like just a play of words, but it's not. We go through another change when we take a posture. A posture makes you conscious of a body area. As you hold it, you become self conscious. Then you become conscious of yourself. And if you really put yourself into it, you become a conscious self. And if you reach this awareness across many postures, you become a conscious consciousness. Wow, the beauty of this. The ultimate posture. There are the stages of refinement in relationship established by posture between you and your infinite self. With asana, that leads to kriya, which is a spontaneous flow of life energy. You start by posturing with your ego. Then asana gives you a posture. Then pratyahara comes, when your mind substitutes a positive thought for a negative thought and realigns you toward your goal. The mind commits. Once you have a committed position, then you start to have a projection. Projection is called Akal Murat, which literally means timeless picture. Wow, this is so beautiful. I have read it before, but it feels new. And yeah. You start to look like infinity. You start becoming a picture of you beyond you. The final stage would be perfection. Seibang, self-illumined, when you are a resource unto yourself, communicating with your own infinity, needing nothing. The ultimate posture is one of prosperity. The ultimate posture is not of you fulfilling your own requests. Let's see. Oh, yeah, wow, this is cool. The ultimate posture is one asking for that which is yours. This is fabulous. Wow, the wisdom. I have to read it again, actually, because it's so awesome. So it's beyond. Beyond, gate paragate, parasamgate, bodhisvaha. Like, yeah. These are the stages of the ultimate posture. These are the stages of refinement in relationship established by posture between you and your infinite self. With asana, that leads to kriya, which is a spontaneous flow of life energy. You start by posturing with your ego. Then asana gives you a posture. Then pratyahara comes, when your mind substitutes a positive thought for a negative thought and realigns you toward your goal. The mind commits. Once you have a committed position, then you start to have a projection. Projection is called Akal Murat. Oh, I need to change my legs there. Which literally means timeless picture. Wow, wow, wow. You start to look like infinity. You start becoming a picture of you beyond you. The final stage would be perfection. Seibang, self-illumined. When you are a resource unto yourself, communicating with your own infinity, needing nothing. The ultimate posture is one of prosperity. The ultimate posture is not of you fulfilling your own requests. The ultimate posture is one asking for that which is yours. The truth in these, wow. This is like everything described here that I would ever want to say. Anyway, that's what yoga posture is all about. It's very practical. There is no such thing as an abstract concept without a posture, kriya, or sadhana to give you the capacity to experience it. Yeah, we are here in a physical. I try to avoid this. I love the relaxation, all the other things. Anyway, most people love the kriyas and skip the other things. The most people that I know, anyway. Angles and triangles. Kundalini Yoga is a science of angles and triangles. Every angle created with the body has a corresponding energetic effect. For instance, lifting the legs 30 degrees affect the navel point. Lifting the arms 60 degrees affects the heart and lungs. From the yogic view, the body is a whole energetic, vibrating, creative entity. 7 chakras, 3 gunas, 5 tattvas, 10 bodies. a huge complex of energies on many different levels. Certain actions encourage that energy flow and gives you the strength you need to experience yourself and enjoy this world. In Kundalini Yoga, we are aware of the balance of the geometry of the body and how it affects the flow of energy, motion, and emotion. There are 18 major muscle groups that get involved. You can sense the body's balance by exploring the many triangles between key points. For example, a triangle is formed between the navel point and the hips. If that's off even the slightest amount, it will create energy problems. You may find yourself unable to express yourself with enough energy. By practicing a wide variety of Kundalini Yoga Kriyas, you will balance the angles and triangles throughout the body and give a new vitality to your entire structure. Experiencing the triangles. Following is an example of a guided visualization that can be used to bring awareness to the triangles of the body. This can bring a sense of connection, flow, energy, and balance to the triangles. Experience the triangle from the hips. No. Starting over. Not from the hips, I just read strangely. Experience the triangle from the tips of the big toes up to the navel point. Feel the feet on the ground, steady, secure. Experience the triangle from each side of the pubic bone down to the tip of the sacrum, feeling it balanced equally on the both sides, on the two sides. If you like to visualize, see it bathed in a reddish-brown color or just in pure white. I have to read this again, actually. From each side of the pubic bone down to the tip of the sacrum, feeling it balanced equally on the two sides. If you like to visualize, as I said, see it bathed in a reddish-brown color or just in pure white. Experience the central triangle made by balancing the two sides of the pelvis and moving into the navel. Meditate on the triangle from the navel point up to the nipples. Feel the balance equally on both sides of the triangle. If you like to visualize, imagine a spring green color or imagine pure white. Meditate from the nipples up to the neck point of the collarbone. Feel the triangle equally on both sides. If you like to visualize, see a blue radiance in all that area or pure white. Meditate on the triangle between the two outer corners of the eyebrows and the tip of the chin. Feel very light and airy. Meditate on the double triangle, the eyes to the tip of the nose, and the eyes and the brow point. A lower and upper triangle. Feel like you're flying in the sky, weightless. If you wish to visualize, see all the colors of the blue sky into the heavens. Feel at the crown of the head a huge projected light that goes to infinity and connects to all the stars, all realms, all levels of being. Wow. I don't feel like I've read this, but maybe I have. Following is an example of guided visualization that can be used to bring awareness to the triangles of the body. This can bring a sense of connection, flow, energy, and balance to the triangles. This is something I will try with my mom, I feel. Kinesis. But also I do chakra flow massage and such. And that is said to come from old Egypt. I am so into Kemetic things right now. But anyway, and then you stroke. You can do, and there are variations like the more physical hands-on with oils and such. But there is also light strokes with some cloth in triangles of the body. I have to check that if that is. It's as I recall the image of it. It seems very like these triangles that you actually enhance with your stroking. It must be, of course, similar. I mean, but maybe it's almost exact as this. Fantastic. Okay, warm-up energies. Yogi Bhajan never taught your warm-up exercises himself when leading Kundalini Yoga Kriyas, but acknowledges that in some instances warm-ups can be useful. Here are the options to choose from if you determine it is necessary to include a warm-up before teaching a Kundalini Yoga Kriya. You may choose any short Kundalini Yoga Kriya. Some examples of good Kundalini Yoga Kriyas for warm-up purposes are listed at the end of the sets chapter. Maybe that is to come, I don't know. Pranayam sequences are especially good for waking up the body and opening up the lungs. Do a few repetitions of the short version of sun salutation, Surya Namaskar, included in the manya. I know that. Yogi Bhajan taught this in the 70s, so we include it in the Kundalini Yoga archives. Okay. You may also lead life nerve stretches, spinal flex, and cat and cow, all of which can stand alone and which can be used as a warm-up series. Yeah. I think my first Kundalini teacher, she was awesome, Lotta Mool. She did this with us, I remember. And I loved it. Yeah. You can also recommend that students do their own stretching exercises before coming to the class or before the class begins. If leading warm-ups, identify when you begin the Kriya. Yeah, to say that to the others, yeah. In this way, the students are clear about the sequence of the Kriya and understands that we maintain the integrity of sets as they were taught by Yogi Bhajan. Yeah, so you can use the others by themselves also if you want to. Yeah, I love those. I really love those. Wow, okay. Basic sitting postures. When an exercise in a Kundalini Kriya requires sitting in a meditative or cross-legged posture, any of the sitting positions listed here will be appropriate, if not specifically given by Yogi Bhajan. The main requirement is for the spine to be straight and the posture to be balanced, with neck lock applied. When sitting for meditation, it is important to feel balanced and stable. If one is leaning to one side or has great pain in the knees or ankles, one cannot meditate. If you get into meditation in an off-balance posture, you run the risk of misdirecting the energy and blood circulation that the Kriya has stimulated. Remember that all parts of the body are interconnected and affect each other. Your posture should always feel well balanced and comfortable to you. It should reflect harmony. One thing I've thought about, because there are quite many that are awesome with the physical kriyas and so on that I know of also pretty close, that have are teachers in Kundalini Yoga around here where I live. But there are no class. I mean, there is always like you can, if you wish, sit on a chair, like, but that choice is there. But I don't know if there are any classes for those who sit on chairs. I mean, I think it would be good there were classes for those who don't have that physical agility, if you say, if that's the right word. So I think I aim for that because many times, I mean, there are those who are very heavy or in other ways have some sort of problems or whatever. And I would love it to be so comfortable for them to so that the whole class do the same thing. Like, so I've thought about that some to actually, because I mean, you don't miss out on much of the effects, or all of them actually anyways. So that have been lingering in my mind. Yeah, because I think that is so needed for so many, and they kind of fall. I mean, they can always be on regular classes, but they kind of fall outside of the, yeah, outside of it somehow. Yeah, you know what I mean, I think. Anyway, so that is one thing that I am eager to do, actually. Invite those who actually, because it could be good for anyone, even if you are able to easily do postures. You don't have to stretch to the extreme, yeah, by the way. Anyway, choosing a surface to sit on. Choose the surface for meditation with consideration for the care of the spine and electromagnetic integration of the nervous system. The surface must be neither too cold nor too hard. That is why most yoga practitioners sit on a sheepskin or mat. A thick pad or large pillow will not work well enough because neither offer enough support to stabilize the spine. A sheepskin is just the right thickness. It provides an electromagnetic insulation from the ground to prevent feeling tired or drained of energy when meditating. The next best materials to sit on are wool, cotton, and silk. The worst surface to sit on is concrete or stone. Yeah. In any of these sitting postures, some people may be too stiff in the lower back or have pain in the knees, legs, or ankles. Sitting on a stiff cushion that lifts the buttocks up 6 to 8 inches can help the back and take pressure off of the knees. Lotus pose, Padmasana. Bend the knees. No, yeah, obviously, but anyway, I sometimes just read without reading, so to speak. I just quickly go anyway before the text arrives. Bend the left leg so the left heel comes to the groin. Lift the left foot onto the upper right thigh. Bend the right leg so that the right foot goes over the left thigh as close to the abdomen as possible. This posture may also be done reversing the legs. Straighten the spine. Lift the chest and press the lower spine slightly forward. In this position, you will feel locked in place. Once you are in it, you can meditate very deeply and the position will maintain itself. There are very few exercises or meditation which require this posture, but it is recognized as one of the best asanas for deep meditation. Yeah, because it's so stable. You don't have to think about it at all or lose balance. Like, if you don't get pain from it. So, yeah. Perfect pose, Siddhasana. This posture is excellent for stimulating the nervous system and utilizing the body's sexual energy. It requires practice to perfect, but once it's mastered, simply sitting in this posture puts you into meditation. Bring the left heel under the sex organ. The left heel should touch the spot on the pelvis between the sex organ and the rectum. Bend the right leg and put the toes of the right foot behind the left knee. The toes of the right foot are contained in the bend of the left knee. Only the big toe is exposed. Pull the spine straight. And then sitting on a chair. If none of the basic sitting postures is comfortable, you may sit on a straight-backed chair that gives you firm support. It is essential that the feet be equally placed on the ground, ensuring that the lower spine and hips do not get out of balance, and that the blood distribution in the pelvic area will be balanced with respect to the two sides of the body. Yeah. Sometimes we kind of we don't overdo it, I wouldn't say, but yeah. Easy pose. Sukhasana that many people use, I believe. The following three variations of easy pose requires less flexibility and are easier on the knees than the lotus pose. The drawback is that you must be more conscious of keeping the lower spine slightly forward so the upper spine can stay straight. Variation 1, half lotus, Ardha Padmasana. Put the left foot into the groin so that the sole of the foot is against the uppermost part of the thigh. Place the right foot over the left ankle so that it rests in the right thigh. Sole of the foot turned up as picture. If you see, here I see a picture, but yeah, if you Google it, you see a picture. Variation 2. Assume Sukhasana and lift the heel of the foot near the groin. Arrange the foot on top so it rests directly on the calf, with the ankle of the top foot about 2 inches from the ankle of the bottom foot. In this pose, make sure to press the lower spine forward. It will have a tendency to slip backward. This also can be avoided if you then sit on a pillow or, yeah. Variation 3. 3, I mean, not 3. Okay. Never mind. If the first two postures are too strenuous, try this variation. Put one foot under the opposite knee and then draw the extended foot under the other knee. Pull the spine up straight and press the lower spine slightly forward. And then there is rock pose, Vairasana. This asana is well known for its beneficial effects on the digestive system. To sit like this after you have eaten a meal is awesome for a short while or something. Anyway, it gained its nickname from the idea that one who masters it can digest rocks. It also makes your body solid and balanced as a rock. Start by kneeling on both knees with the top of the feet on the ground. Sit with the heels under the sitting bones. The heels will press the two nerves that run into the lower center of each buttock. Keep the spine pulled straight. And here she have the hands on the knees then. But yeah, anyway. Virasan, hero or warrior pose. Sit on the left heel with the right knee up near the chest. Hands are in prayer pose. The heel is ideally on the perineum near the anus. Instead of collapsing the foot, one may put padding under and over the left foot to comfortably maintain the right position. If you sit with the flat part of the foot turned out and the spine crooked, you tip to one side. Sitting on the heel straightens the spine. Okay. Okay. Rock pose or easy pose. Question. Many students feel rock pose is more comfortable than easy pose during yoga class or meditation. Is it acceptable to use them interchangeably, especially if one has back problems? Answer. For many Westerners who are not trained to squat or sit on the ground, it is uncomfortable to sit cross-legged in easy pose. It is in fact not easy at all. The central need is to have a straight spine, all locks applied appropriately and an alert mind. Sitting on the heels in rock pose, using a small bench, sitting on firm meditation pillows, or sitting straight in a stable, firm chair can be a close substitute for easy pose. A full lotus provides the best meditative advantage since it automatically locks the projection from the navel point, applies a light mula band, and balances the energy of the earth and ether through the upturned soles of the feet. Each pose does not lock the navel point and sacral motion as tightly, so it requires a gently applied mula band. Rock pose requires the mule band and an additional focus on the spine to keep it straight and aligned. It lessens the lock on the sexual area, so it needs a slightly more conscious application of the root lock. Rock pose does have the benefits of stimulating the digestive functions from the pressures in the buttocks and quadriceps. All right, quadriceps maybe say anyway. Now we are at the basic mudras, seals. A mudra is the position of the hands that lock or seals and guides energy flow and reflexes to the brain. The hands are an energy map of our consciousness and health. The yogis mapped out the hand areas and their associated reflexes. Each area of the hand connects to a certain part of the body or brain, representing different emotions and behaviors. The hands become a keyboard for input to our mind-body energy system. Each finger relates to a planetary energy and the quality that each planet represents. The thumb relates to the persona of the individual. Touching the thumb tip, fleshy part, not the nail, to each of the fingertips creates specific results. This is the most commonly practiced way to seal a mudra unless otherwise indicated. Exert enough pressure to feel the flow of energy, but not enough to whiten the fingertips. Gyan mudra, seal of knowledge, passive. To form Gyan mudra, put the tip of the thumb together with the tip of the index finger. This stimulates knowledge, wisdom, and the power to compute. The energy of the index finger is associated with Jupiter, representing expansion. This mudra is the one most commonly used. It gives receptivity and calmness. We use the passive form of Gyan mudra unless the active form is specified, which is more with the nail. Here it comes. Gyan mudra active. Locking thumb over index finger. In the practice of powerful pranayams or exercises the active form of the mudra is often used. What? In the practice of powerful pranayams or exercises, the active form of the mudra is often used. In the active form, you bend the index finger under the thumb so the fingernail presses against the back of the thumb. Shuni mudra, seal of patience. Oh my. To form Shuni mudra, place the tip of the middle finger on the tip of the thumb. This mudra is said to give patience, discernment, and commitment. The middle finger is associated with the planet Saturn, which represents the taskmaster, the law of karma, the taking of responsibility, and the courage to hold to duty. Surya or Ravi mudra, seal of the sun, seal of life. This mudra is formed by placing the tip of the ring finger on the tip of the thumb. Practicing it gives revitalizing energy, nervous system strength, good health, and the power to win. The quality of the ring finger is associated with the sun or Uranus. The sun represents energy, health, and sexuality. Uranus stands for nervous system strength, intuition, and change. Buddhi mudra, seal of mental clarity. To form Buddhi mudra, place the tip of the little finger on the tip of the thumb. Practicing this opens the capacity to communicate clearly and intuitively. It also stimulates psychic development. The little finger is symbolized by Mercury for quickness and the mental power of communication. Ooh. Ooh, I see all the magic you can do with all this. Yeah, let's see. There are more mudras to come, but this was very interesting. Okay, prayer pose. Prana mudra. In prayer pose, the palms of the hands are flat together to neutralize the positive right or male and negative left or female sides of the body. This is always used when centering yourself with the Adi mantra in preparation for doing a kriya. Bear grip. For bear grip, place the left palm facing out from the chest with the thumb down. Place the palm of the right hand facing the chest. Bring the fingers together. Curl the fingers of both hands so that the hands form a fist. This mudra is used to stimulate the heart and to intensify concentration. Buddha mudra, hands in the lap. For a man, rest the left palm face up in the lap with the right hand on top of it. Put the thumb tips together. The hand positions are reversed for a woman. Same in Zen, for example. Zen Buddhism. Some meditations. Okay. Venus lock. This mudra is used frequently in exercises. It derives the same name because it connects the positive and negative sides of the Venus mound, the fleshy area at the base of the thumb, on each hand to the thumbs. The thumbs represent the ego. The Venus mound is associated with the planet Venus and the energy of sensuality and sexuality. The mudra channelizes the sexual energy and promotes glandular balance. It also brings the ability to focus or concentrate easily when you rest the hands in this mudra in your lap while in a meditative posture. For men, place the palms facing each other. Interlace the fingers with the left little finger on the bottom. Put the left thumb tip just above the base of the thumb on the webbing between the thumb and index finger on the right hand. I hope you understand what I'm saying. The tip of the right thumb presses the fleshy mound at the base of the left thumb. Reverse the entire sequence of altering the fingers for women. Venus lock for men, Venus lock for women. I think you can find pictures, hopefully. The mastery of Simran. Having practiced the yoga of Satnam, the Mahantantric meditates on Vaheguru. In Gyan Mudra, he holds the breath and applies the Mahaband. In Shunya Mudra, he gets the realization of Hari. In Ravi Mudra, he recites the Vaheguru mantra. In Buddhi Mudra, he recites the wisdom of Brahma. In Brahm Yoga is the mastery of Nam. In Brahm Yoga is the mastery of Nam. It must be. O yogi, God comes and lives in your heart. All errors, pains, and karmas fly away when you chant God's name and get liberated. He said Yogi Bhajan, Furnam Khalsa. I don't know. Yeah, maybe it was someone else who said what he said. I don't know. The body locks, bandhas. Let's see how much more we will read. Wow. The bandhas are the locks applied to body areas which direct the prana and the pana. The locks are the basic techniques that accumulate the effects of the efforts of the practitioner. They allow an equilibrium to be established that has enormous impact on the entire system of the body and mind. There are three main bandhas: neck lock, Jalandhar band, diaphragm lock, Uddiyana band, root lock, Mul band. When all these locks are applied together with the correct posture and concentration, it is called great lock, Mahaband, as I thought, yeah. Yogi Bhajan on the locks. It is a fundamental law of most exercises in Kundalini Yoga that you will apply Mulband. Though it is not asked for in detail in all instances, you will be told to put yourself in a posture with a certain sound current and a certain breathing pattern. But all the kriyas have certain things in common which are assumed. First is the proper posture, and second, the locks. Yeah. You are required to apply these three locks properly and appropriately. Then one is said to be in the state of Mahabandh, the Great Lock. This yoga was designed carefully by saints and masters and is the fastest route to elevation and happiness. The central aim of the physical efforts of yoga is to generate a special capacity and flow of life energy within the body and aura. This energy is increased in both quantity and quality. It is then directed into a natural pattern of circulation and flow that releases the healing powers of the body and the discriminate functions of the mind. In this state of inner health and clarity, the sense of being and spirit awakens. Kundalini Yoga benefits the body and also is a vehicle for enhanced consciousness. Prana, the energy that flows into the body and aura, and Apana, the energy that flows out of the body for cleansing, are the generative and eliminative qualities of energy. I actually never heard them described in that way. Interesting. The one that flows in and the one that flows out. Huh. They are the positive and negative sides of the life force. If both of these qualities exist in sufficient amounts and are blended together, a new phenomenon is created. This blend induces a neutrality and calmness that allows the life force to flow in a different manner. The yogis describe this as the opening of the flow of energy into the sushumna, the central channel of up the spine to the brain. As this flow and circulation gets established, the Kundalini energy awakens. This potential for awareness and spirit first manifests as increased concentration and clarity. This is taken to all the different areas of your functioning. As the energy travels through the chakras or energy distribution centers, that's you can call them, this produces a blissful and superconscious state in which it is easy to distinguish the real from the unreal and to direct the play of the senses. The efforts at posture, breathing practices, and meditation all catalyze this central process of transformation. After a series of exercises or during practices, it is desirable to contain the blend of the prana and apana so that the Kundalini energy can establish itself, deepen its effect, and initiate the opening of the channels it flows into. This blend is achieved through the use of the body locks, the bandhas. So, neck lock, Jalandhar band. This is the first, most basic, and most generally applied of the locks. It is a general rule to apply it in all chanting meditations and during most pranayama exercises. Whenever you're holding the breath in or out, it is usually applied unless instructed otherwise. To apply neck lock, sit comfortably with the spine straight, lift the chest and sternum upward. At the same time, gently stretch the back of the neck straight by pulling the chin toward the back of the neck. The head stays level and centered and does not tilt forward or to either side. The muscles of the neck and throat remain loose. Keep the muscles of the face and brow, relaxed. The stretch is automatically applied by the shift of relative position between the chin and chest. Do not force the head forward or down. That will only result in a sore neck. Okay, I will read. There's some chapters left. I will keep reading it. I've read for an hour now, but what the neck locks achieves, it seals the energy that is generated in the upper areas of the brain stem. It prevents undue changes in blood pressure that can sometimes be induced by exercising and breathing. It acts as a safety valve that regulates the pressure by reducing dizziness that can result from a practice. Yeah. It is easier to focus on internal sensations and perceptions without distraction from the peripheral senses when you hold this lock. It creates nerve reflexes that stimulates and balance the thyroid and parathyroid glands. It directs the flow of pranic energy into the central channel, past the neck, and in the central channel relative to the heart. Without the neck lock, the pranayama energy could flow to the ears or eyes or other places. With a lock, the heart is calmed and the flow of energy is natural. Help helps contain the energy of the moon center at the chin. Mm. In the yogic texts, it is emphasized that this lock prevents the nectars of the brain from dispersing too quickly. The word jala refers to the brain and its watery secretions. Anyway, Dar is the upward pull or open gate. Jalandhar is the upward pull that opens the gate to the brain's watery nectars. In Yogi Bhajan's terminology, the higher glands of the brain, pituitary, wow, first time I said it right, pineal, and hypothalamus, are stimulated in certain practices to secrete hormones and to form a communicative relationship to each other. When the pituitary secretes, it is referred to as the turning of the lotus of the moon. Wow, the poetry in this. It was represented as a cooling flow that would mix with the heated energy from the navel area and the lower nerves. By applying this lock, there is an increased concentration of those secretions that allows a new level of interrelatedness between the glands. These are potentials in the mostly dormant pineal that can only be awakened by concentrating the nectar of the moon. Fortunately, the lock is simple, systematic practice that gradually leads to opening that special connectedness. Yeah. Diaphragm lock, Uddiyana band. The name of this lock, Uddiyana, comes from a Sanskrit word meaning to fly up. It is not the physical anatomy which flies up, but the energy in the lower abdomen rising. The diaphragm forms a barrier between the upper thorax and the lower abdomen. It is a physical muscular barrier as well as an energetic barrier in rhythm with the breath. The movement of the diaphragm muscle fluctuates the polarity of the energy in the middle of the body. This action is regulated by the U nerve, quote unquote U nerve, a plexus under the 8th and 9th thoracic vertebra. The barrier is also a psychological one. The functions that go on below the barrier are more unconscious and reactive, and the functions that occur above it are more conscious and more flexible. The Uddiyana band crosses the mid-body barrier. It vertically integrates the emotional qualities and allows circulation of the pranic energy into the central channel, the Sushumna. To apply diaphragm lock, never do Uddiyana band on a full stomach. Apply this lock only with the breath fully exhaled. Sit comfortably, inhale deeply, then exhale completely, expelling all the breath out. Pull the entire abdominal regions, especially the area above the navel point, upward and back towards the spine. The navel point itself does not contract, though it is pulled upward from above. Never collapse the chest downward when you apply this lock. Lift the chest. Gently press the lower thoracic and lumbar spine forward. Keep the lift strongly applied for 10 to 60 seconds according to your endurance. Do not strain. Hold the lock with an inner mood of equilibrium and calm. Release the lock by relaxing the abdomen and gradually inhaling. At this time, do not release the neck lock or raise the chin. You can also practice this in a standing position. For many people, this makes it easier to isolate the muscles that are involved. Stand straight with the feet spread shoulder width apart. Bend forward slightly with the hands on the knees. Lift the chest slightly, then apply the lock. Feel the full upward pull of the abdomen from below as well as from above the navel. What diaphragm lock achieves? Whether it is applied sitting or standing, this lock direct massages the intestines and the heart muscle. Wow. It stimulates cleansing and is associated with youthfulness and the slowing of all degenerative aging processes. The Jalandhar band helps contain the energies of the moon center. Ujjana band helps to enhance and preserve the energies from the solar center at the solar plexus. As you pull the lock, the fire element, is strengthened and the heart chakra is opened. Kindness, compassion, and patience become more accessible to you. Root lock, Mulband. This is the most complex of the three body locks. It is like a hydraulic lock at the base of the spine. It coordinates, stimulates, and balances the energies involved with the rectum, sex organs, and navel point. It redirects excess sexual energy into creativity and bodily repair. If there is a lack of sexual vitality, this helps correct it. This band is frequently applied at the end of an exercise or exercise series that crystallize its effects. It is usually applied in conjunction with neck lock. Root lock is a smooth motion that consists of three parts. To apply the root lock, first contract the anal sphincter. Feel the muscles lift upward and inward. Once these muscles tighten and move, contract the area around the sex organ. This is experienced as a slight lift and rotation upward of the pubic bone. It is like trying to stem the flow of urine through the urethral tract. Then contract the lower abdominal muscles and the navel point toward the spine. These three actions applied together in a smooth, rapid, flowing motion is the Mulad band. No, Mulad, I say Mulband, This lock can be applied with the breath retained in or out. Root lock differs from diaphragm lock in that the navel air area is not contracted, while in root lock it is. Root lock is sometimes applied throughout a meditation or exercise. This is possible because the muscle groups used are distinct from the muscles used for upper breathing and torso movements. What the root lock achieves. The key function is the blending of the prana and apana at the navel center. The mul band redirects the apana from its normal course downward to the first chakra. There it joins the downward flow of pranic energy at the navel. When these meet an inner heat or tapa is created, which then opens the entrance to the sushumna, the central channel for energy flow up the spine. Oh, I need to read that again. The key function is the blending of the prana and apana at the navel center. The mulband redirects the apana from its normal course downward to the first chakra. There it joins the downward flow of pranic energy at the navel. When these meet in an inner where these meet an inner heat or tapa is created, which then opens entrance to the sushumna, the central channel for energy flow up the spine. It starts the process of transformation from gross to subtle. It stimulates the proper flow of spinal fluid. Uh-huh. The Great Lock, Mahaband. The Great Lock is the application of all three locks simultaneously, with the breath held out. It is practiced after pranayama and exercise. It is done in various postures and combined with different mudras. It is part of the central infrastructure of Kundalini Yoga. Each student must master all the bandhas. With all locks applied, the body is in a perfect healing state. The practice and perfection of this lock is said to cure many ailments: improper blood pressure, menstrual cramps, poor circulation, irregularity, wet dreams, and excessive preoccupation with fantasy. The glands, nerves, and chakras are rejuvenated. The bandhas and the three gates. Oh, how much is this left? I need to drink some more water now, just because I was overheated myself reading this. Wow. Whoa. Cool water. Fabulous. Okay. It sounds more difficult when you read it like this. It's not so difficult. Anyways, but it's good that they describe it in detail anyway. The bandhas and the three gates. For the path of Kundalini to flow freely, the three key knots or gates must be penetrated. We can associate them with the chakras. The first one is the knot of Brahman, which is the first chakra. The second is the knot of Vishnu at the heart's chakra. And the third is the knot of Shiva at the brow point. Wow, this is so yeah, it connects so much with the medicine wheel and all that shamanic thing I do. The body locks Mulband, Uddiyana, and Jalandhar band are important in unlocking these three gateways. Mahaband puts a slight pressure on each of these areas so that the prana and the pana can balance in the left and right channels of the spine and start the flow that pierces these knots. Mulband mixes prana and apana and pulls the lower three chakras out of the slumber of the first chakra through the fire of the third chakra. This penetrates the first gate. Uddiyana band, lifts it from the third chakra up into the fourth chakra, penetrating the second gate. When Jalandhar band is properly applied with the use of mantra, the ojas found in the spinal fluid is concentrated and starts opening not only the fifth chakra, but begins to penetrate the third gateway at the sixth chakra. As your awareness penetrates the first lower knot, you start releasing your attachment to the sensations, names, and forms of things. Oh, this is the medicine wheel in a different way, but anyway. You form a new relationship to the senses and sensations that come through them. Before you penetrate this knot, every sense grabs your mind, and it's difficult to meditate or to sit still. All meditations that stimulate the navel chakra opens up the fires of that gate and eventually break through this first barrier to awakening. As the knot of the heart center unties, it adjusts the relationship to that which sustains. Vishnu means sustainer. When tied, you find yourself trying to establish identity through relationships. whether a person's personal relationship or a relationship to a tradition. As the knot is penetrated, comes a lightness of heart, a playfulness, no longer feeling so attached to the forms of the world. Your personal will, your personal, person maybe, will expand. Your personal will, okay, uh, your personal will expands, and the sense of a larger God dawns. It opens the ability to hear the subtle sounds, the anahat, nad, shrutis, the cosmic frequencies the yogi listens to and turn into templates of mantra. Wow, so beautiful. Finally, the brow center opens. This knot is beyond the five elements. The Ida, Pingala, and Nadis cross over each other, and the breath balances in both nostrils equally for a time. You go beyond the sense of time and the sense of lower identity. Yogi Bhajan says you see the past, present, and future. You no longer act only at this time, but for all time. When this knot is still strongly tied, you may indeed gain powers, but you will be attached or entangled with them, just as the lower knots can entangle the external senses. This is a very challenging knot, because people believe they've opened it just as they enter the psychic realm. This attachment betrays them. When you transcend this, you establish yourself in a non dual openness and ecstasy, and you can then say, Wahe Guru. This is like the East in the medicine wheel. Never mind, the spirit like that. Moving on. Okay. Okay. Working the locks, mastering the root lock. This works the lowest triangle of energy in the body. If you operate from that area, you will have no separation from your actions and immediate senses. It is an area that provides you with the power of instinct and impulse. As you work the mulband, you will find it much easier to create an observing self. It is basic to yoga that there is the acting and the observing self. The observing self is the knower that is aware, timeless, and participates in the essence of spirit. In these exercises, create the observer with complete certainty. Allow yourself to feel all your senses very openly, but at the same time. Be centered and separate. It is the royal position of the king or queen observing all the activity of the court. Wow. Have to read it again. Sometimes it's too beautiful to just read once. Mastering the root lock. The work, this works the lowest triangle of energy in the body. If you operate from the area of your will, no. If you operate from the area you will, okay, I shouldn't have read it again. If you operate from that area, you will have no separation from your actions and immediate senses. It is an area that provides you with the power of instinct and impulse. As you work the mulband, you will find it much easier to create an observer self. It is basic to yoga that there is the acting and the observing self. The observing self is the knower that is aware, timeless, and participates in the essence of spirit. In these exercises, create the observer with complete certainty. Allow yourself to feel all your senses very openly, but at the same time, be centered and separate. It is the royal position of the king or queen observing all the activity of the court. Wow, wow, wow. And I've more so not developed this action. What does it say? Yeah, the acting self. I'm just observing self sometimes, I feel. Anyway. Yeah. How to do it. Exercise 1. Sit in easy pose with the spine straight. Let the hands and arms relax at the sides. Concentrate on the lower pelvis. Inhale and exhale deeply. Hold the breath out. Contract the rectum, sex organ, and navel point. Hold it tightly for 5 seconds. Relax with the inhale. Repeat the cycle several times for lengths of 5, 10, 15, and 20 seconds. Exercise 2. Sit in the same manner. Keep the chest lifted and the shoulders and face muscles relaxed. This time, inhale and exhale completely. As you restrain the breath out, pump the navel point in and out 26 times. Isolate the motion to the lower organs. Each contraction will tighten the root lock. Each relaxation will loosen the root lock. After the 26 pumps, inhale deeply, exhale, and continue. Continue to repeat the 26 times belly pump with Mullband for 3 to 5 minutes. Relax. Comments. Regular practice of these exercises gives you mastery over the root lock. It improves longevity and improves the digestion. It provides a massage for the liver, kidneys, and spleen. If you do not pull the navel point and root lock 26 times a day, it is very difficult to adjust digestion and the lower spine. When beginning to learn the root lock, there is a tendency toward morning constipation. This can be avoided by choosing a light diet full of vegetables and grains when you initiate the practice. Be sure to take at least 8 glasses of pure water per day. Mastering the diaphragm lock. This will open the central area of the body. It will help circulation and let you feel light and energetic. How to do it? Exercise 1. Sit on the heels in rock pose. Spread the knees slightly. Place the hands on the knees. Do not do this exercise after eating. Inhale and exhale deeply. On the exhale, pull the navel point and abdomen in and up. Lift the chest. Hold the breath out and the lock tightly applied for 10 to 30 seconds. Then inhale and relax the belly. Continue this exercise for 3 to 5 minutes. Exercise 2. In the same position, inhale and exhale, apply Mullband. Relax it and keeping the breath out, apply Uddiyana Band. Relax it and keeping the breath out, apply both locks. Relax both locks as you inhale deeply. When you apply both locks, it feels like a smooth wave rising from the base, followed by a firm steadiness and suspension as the locks tighten. Continue this sequence of locks for 3 to 11 minutes, from 3 to 11 minutes. 4, continue this sequence of locks for 3 to 11 minutes, yeah. Comments. This simple series will make you sweat. Not all sweats are the same. This sweat will cleanse the skin and will have a special release of hormones and other chemicals that are beneficial. Practice this every day for a few weeks. Be sure to eat lightly during this time. Do not do this exercise after eating. A Doi Shabd Kriya, working all the locks. This is a Laya Yoga meditation which works all 3 bandhas. It is meditation and an exercise combined. It is a powerful physical rejuvenator since it works all 9 major glands. It can work out the entire system and give you strength and grace to be victorious in the face of challenge and change. It gives you the intuition and sensitivity to establish yourself in relation to the truth. It awakens the inner realization of your consciousness. so you may find truth everywhere. Doe means two. Shabd means a current of sound that relates to the infinite. This meditation uses two sounds of Shabds. Satnam means the true reality identified in truth, or I call on truth, the essence of all being. Vaheguru, which means the ecstasy of dwelling in the infinite truth. Wahe is the feeling of ecstasy. Guru is the knowledge or means that guides you to that state of being. How to do it? Sit in easy pose with both hands in Gyan Mudra, the index and thumb tips together. Concentrate at the navel point. Chant the sound Sat as you pull the navel point in and apply Mulband. Keep the lock applied as you shift concentration to the heart center. Chant the sound Nam as you apply Udyaband and Yalandar band firmly. Shift your concentration to the area in front of the throat as you relax the Yalandhar and Uddiyana bandhas halfway. Chant the sound Wah Hey. Concentrate at the brow point and relax the lower locks as you chant the sound Guru. Guru. Imagine the sound traveling from the brow point down the nose to the horizon. The Yalandhar band stays lightly applied the whole time. The impact of this meditation depends on the rhythmic application of the locks, the systematic shift of concentration, and the musical chanting of the sound. The breath will regulate itself automatically with the rhythm of the effort if you concentrate on the sound current. Continue 3 to 11 minutes. 3 to 11 minutes. Gradually build up to 31 minutes with perfect concentration. To end, inhale and exhale 3 times. Inhale deeply and retain the breath as you concentrate at the pineal gland at the center of the brain for 1 minute. Stretch the legs forward and grasp the toes, holding the toes. Inhale up, exhale forward. Continue quickly for 2 minutes. Then inhale, hold briefly, exhale, and relax completely. Yogi Bhajan on Doe Shabd Kriya. This is the sound current. It is the master key. It relates infinity to the finite and the finite to infinity. It creates total unity. There is no nadam, which is beyond it, and no nadam, which is not in it. If you chant this and do not come out into an ecstasy, it is impossible. This is not a personal possession, it belongs to everyone. Those who receive it and practice it and perfect it become masters. It requires practice. It does not happen in a moment like magic. You must get into the rhythm of it so the whole universe dances around you and you dance around the whole universe. Then you can enjoy the indescribable ecstasy of the word. That is Nadam or Nam. This whole world was created in the vibration of the word. When this sound runs in us and we link to a part of this current, then that current opens everything up. You can see with the inner heart. If it is correctly done, if it is correctly done, the Kundalini must go up. Practice it 31 minutes on a regular basis and have the experience that produces wisdom. This technique is not a religion or sect. This is an honest ecstasy of the universality of the spirit which resides in all for all. We are not creating anything. We are linking to the totality which is already created and present for us to enjoy. Start slowly as each lock and sound becomes well placed. Speed up the sound and create a sound current flow. Practice this Kriya every day for 120 days. Comments. This Kundalini Kriya can take you beyond the finite self, connect your conscious and subconscious with your superconscious divine self. It is from the discipline of Laya Yoga, which uses the sound current and the awakening of the chakras to transform your awareness. The two sounds Sat Nam and Waheguru are the seed mantras that open the chakras. Chakra, yeah. Blended in this rhythmic relationship, they allow the Kundalini to awaken and travel its course through the nadis and the 10 bodies of the human structure. This meditation is hard work. It will make you sweat. It can create pressure between the fourth and fifth ribs, so the back gets tight. This disappears as you breathe, breath becomes a single flow. You will not be aware if you are inhaling or exhaling. You will eventually relax into the sound current, and the locks will be automatic. The pituitary, parathyroid, thyroid, pancreas, and all glands are worked. Wow, that I've never actually heard about before. So I haven't read this now. There is a little bit left, and that is Satkriya, which I have though practiced somewhat and heard. Fantastic in itself. Satkriya is essential to the practice of Kundalini Yoga. It is one of the few exercises that is a complete action in itself. It is a kriya, an action or a series of actions that completes a process and has a predictable outcome. Most kriyas consists of series of exercises that synergize. Sat kriya can stand alone like a precious gem. Any serious student should master this kriya. A beginning student should start with 3 minutes every day. The time can build up from that base. How to do Sat kriya? Sit in rock pose. The heels are under the sitting bones, the knees are together. Stretch the arms over the head with elbows straight until the arms hug the sides of the head. Interlace all the fingers except the index fingers. Men cross the right thumb over the left, women cross the left thumb over the right. Begin to chant Sat Nam with a constant rhythm of about 8 times per 10 seconds. As you pull the navel in and up toward the spine, chant Sat from the navel point. Feel it as a pressure from the third chakra center. With the sound Nam, relax the belly. During Sat Kriya, we focus on navel point motion. Pull it inward and slightly up as you say Sat. Release it with Nam. Continuing rhythmically, the root and diaphragm locks are automatically pulled. The steady waves of effort from the navel gradually enlist the movement of the greater abdomen, just as small rhythmical ocean waves will gently rock a large boat. The force is through the navel, but the two locks come along sympathetically. This natural pull of the two locks as we focus through the navel creates a physiological balance. Blood pressure is maintained evenly. Yogi Bhajan says this about the focus of the lock. Often when you try to do Satkriya from the navel point, you incorrectly try to apply one of the locks instead of starting with the navel. If you do Satkriya and just apply the root lock, you temporarily raise your blood pressure. If you do Satkriya just with the diaphragm lock, you temporarily lower the blood pressure. Actually, in Satkriya, the locks come from an automatic involvement. So the correct guiding statement is do Satkriya only from the navel point, and the two locks should become little helpers automatically in balance. The subtle blending of the prana and apana is accomplished with each repetition of the mantra. The Bij mantra itself establishes sattvic quality of neutrality and stillness at the navel, which allows the Kundalini to flow naturally in proportion to the individual need for physical, mental, and spiritual clarity and healing. The breath regulates itself, no breath focus is necessary. The spine stays still and straight. The rhythmic concentration and relaxation produces waves of energy that circulate, energize, and heal the body. This is neither a spinal flex nor a pelvic thrust. Remain firmly seated on the heels throughout the motions of the Kriya. The focus on the sound Nam can be either at the navel point or at the brow point, the point where the eyebrows meet at the root of the nose. The area that correspond to the sixth chakra. Continue for 3 to 31 minutes. To end, inhale and gently squeeze the muscles from the buttocks all the way up along the spine. Hold it briefly as you concentrate on the area just above the top of the head, then exhale completely. Inhale, exhale totally, and hold the breath out as you apply a firm Mahaband. Contract the lower pelvis, lift the diaphragm, lock in the chin, and squeeze all the muscles from the buttocks up to the neck. Hold the breath out for 5 to 20 seconds according to your comfort and capacity. Inhale, relax. If you practice this as a complete Kriya in itself, the relaxation is ideally twice the length of the time you practice the Sat Kriya. If practiced as part of a Kriya, follow the relaxation times specified. In the beginning, practice Sat Kriya for just 3 minutes. Give your attention to perfecting the form, rhythm, and concentration. To build it up in time and effect, start with rotation cycles, 3 minutes of Sat Kriya with 2 minutes of relaxation. Repeat this cycle 3 to 5 times, build gradually. Then switch the cycles to 5 minutes. Sat Kriya 5 minutes, rest. 5 minutes. Sat Kriya and 5 minutes rest. Then add 3 to 5 minutes to the Kriya time as you are comfortable and accomplished. Soon you will be able to do the entire 31 minutes. Satnam is a bead or seed mantra. It is small and potent. Great things grow from it. It is not written in your destiny to be with God and know. If it is not written in your If it is not written in your destiny to be with God and know higher consciousness, this mantra engraves it in your destiny. Sat Kriya is to purify your being. Disease, ailment, weakness, impotency, laziness, and negativity, all improper things will leave you, says Yogi Bhajan. Comments. As a Kriya, it is a process that works on all levels of your being, known and unknown, making you more capable of responding to your own subtlety and totality. Approached with patience, steadiness, and moderation, the end result is assured. If you have very little time and you wish to do a beautiful practice, make this Kriya part of your daily routine. One of the primary actions is to balance the energy of the lower triangle of chakras, the energy distribution centers, by mixing the prana and apana at the navel center. This generates a heat in the system and opens the inner channels to the upward flow and rotation of energy. The contraction of the navel and the gentle automatic pull of the mulband guide the forward projection and mixing of the chakra energies. It is excellent for digestive troubles and for transcending fears. Oh. The excellence of Satkriya is that all the 3 sisters of the lower chakras are pulled together and act in unison. The correlated action of the 3 centers multiplies the effect and stabilizes the changes. The main impact of this Kriya is to tone the nervous system, to calm emotional disarray, and to channel creative and sexual energies of the body. The entire sexual system is stimulated and strengthened. It relaxes and releases many phobias about sexual behavior, potency, and capacity. Those who are very distraught and disturbed mentally will be over-involved in the lower triangle. Hence, this is an excellent regular practice for them. It is a direct stimulant to the Kundalini energy to release from its dormant phase of the base of the spine by activating a reservoir of energy that is stored in the area of the body under and near the navel point. Respect the inherent power of this technique. Let the Kriya prepare the ground of your body properly so you may plant the seed of higher experience. Common mistakes made while doing Satkriya. Lifting the shoulders as if doing a shoulder shrug. Moving the back as in spinal flex rather than fixing the spine steady and letting the motion come from the navel area. Accelerating or varying the speed of the rhythm. Lowering the tone rather than keeping it steady. Feel free to correct your students verbally to correct these common mistakes made during Satkriya, and if the speed gets out of control, instruct the students to follow your lead. Alternate positions. An alternate hand mudra can be done in Satkriya. Just place the palms flat together with all fingers pointing up. This enhances the effect. It is not usually given as a first practice or in most public classes because it increases the flow of energy quickly, internal energy quickly. If you have done cleansing work on your body and you have no current drug use, then this mudra is excellent to use. A person who has used drugs recently or who has a degenerative damage from drug use may experience discomfort when the toxins and old drugs release, or when old emotional blocks coded in the structure of the body start to change. Satkriya can be done in celibate pose, sitting between the heels with buttocks on the ground. Celibate pose. Oh, maybe that is the description of that. Okay. Between the heels with the buttocks on the ground. Okay. For a person who cannot sit on the heels due to knee or ankle problems, the same actions of Satkriya can be done in a cross-legged position. However, the effects will not be as strong or precise. Okay. Okay, but still a good one. Okay, then I will end because then it's the next chapter here. Relaxation, chapter 10. All right. I should do this more often so I recall what I do. Right? That is good. So now I feel good about that. Should do it also. As I said, I'm more of the observer. Get into the action. I will, though. Now before the winter solstice, my aim is to do at least one practice a day with this. Yeah. And that's the aim. I promise nothing. Okay. Anyone who come across these, please let me know if you have whatever comments actually and questions. Maybe I may not be may not be able to answer them. I don't know for sure. So, but I can find the answers probably. Yeah, this is really good stuff. This is treasures. The value of these things cannot be expressed, is what I feel. The love I feel for these things. Oh my. But still, I need to get into the, dirt, I was going to say now, but yeah, I have a lot of practice to do, but wow. I hope anyone else can be inspired or find some nuggets of truth in it so that you search in other ways to find what parts of these can maybe be of help to any one of you, because it's beyond what you can. You cannot describe the value of it. It's fantastic, really. So, but that's not why I actually share it. I share it because I want to get through the information, and I'm too slow. I really don't understand if I don't read it out loud, honestly, because my brain go in all directions. So when I read it out loud, at least I read slower, and then I understand it better. And as I do that, I can, it's easy for me to share it then. And I really would love to do that. So, yeah. So feel free to comment, and when I check in, I will reply when I see it. Take care, everyone or anyone. And yeah, bye for now. For now, I mean.